Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Monaco have destroyed Marseille 3-0 at the home stadium as they overtake Marseille in the table and they move to the second place behind PSG. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, it was a very important game, let's be very honest. It was sort of a bragging rights sort of a thing that PSG have already won the league, so who was going to be the second best team of the league? And I mean the way that the game was played, it was a really good game of football. The scoreline is going to say 3-0, but if you watch the game, you can say that it was sort of a 50-50, especially in that first half. I think both the teams played really well. Both the team, there was quite a 50-50 advantage, whether it was the chances created, whether it was the tackles, right? It was a quite competitive game in the first half, and Marseille were just not able to take the chances. They were not able to convert their chances, whereas Monaco were able to do that. They scored that first goal, quite a very well worked goal. They take the lead, it becomes a 1-0. And after that goal went in, I think the momentum of the game shifted, to be very honest with you. And Monaco started to, take hold of the game, especially in that second half. We came to the second half, and I think that was a completely different half in comparison to the first half. Marseille had a lot of possession. They tried to dictate the play. They tried to, create chances. They tried to work the ball away, but it did not really happen for them, to be very honest with you. Monaco, they've let Marseille have the ball. They sat back, they absorbed the pressure. They but the moment they got the chance, they hit Marseille on the counter attack. Yeah, chance after chance. It was so easy for Monaco to get behind Marseille's defense and to create chances. I think it was a very weak defensive performance, and if you compare it to Monaco's performance, it was a really good one. There were a couple of good chances for Marseille. They missed an open net chance that was really bad at the end of the first half. Greenwood came close a couple of times. Gui had came close in the second half as well, but they were just not able to finish off those chances, and that basically ended up being the reason they were not able to win in the game. Monaco, on the other hand, they finished their chances. That second goal, that Venderson's pass to Mbolo, I mean, that was a really good goal. And again, Marseille's defensive errors came into play as well. The way they let him be offside, they were just not able to track his run. They were not able to maintain their standard lines for the offside, and he goes past them very easily, and he scores that second goal. It becomes a 2-0, and at that the moment the game was already done and dusted, and then they go ahead and make the game out of the bed, giving away that stupid penalty by the goalkeeper. He had a really good game. If not for him, I think the game would have been ended quite early before that, but he kept them in the game. He made a lot of crucial saves in the game, but he throws it away, in my opinion, to go ahead and give that penalty. And as Zakaria steps up, scores that third goal, it becomes a 3-0, and then it was a very comfortable in the end for Monaco, and they get all 3 important points. As I said before, they overtake Marseille in the table. They are now second in the league. They finished last year second as well. So is it an improvement? I really don't know, because the difference between them and PSG is still quite a lot. I mean, PSG have already won the league, we know that, and they are almost like 20 points ahead of Monaco and both Marseille. So it's not really something to be that happy about, if I'm being very honest with you. But all in all, they would be very happy. Like, they are going to finish second. It's looking like they are going to win the Champions League yet again. So that was very important for Monaco, because they want to play in the Champions League continuously, and they want to get as close to PSG as possible. So to finish in those Champions League places, and to attract good players who want to play in the Champions League, that is the only way that they can get close to PSG yet again and get close to winning the title again. So it is important for them to finish in the Champions League places. And I think the way that the league is going, even though it is very tight for those Champions League places, I still think Monaco are going to be able to finish in the Champions League places. And if they continue to play like this, there are only a few games remaining in Liga. So at the moment, I would, if I would be a betting man, I would put my money on Monaco to finish in those Champions League places. Marseille, on the other hand, I think they would be quite disappointed. If there was one team, I really thought that who could stop PSG from winning the league, I thought it was gonna be Marseille. But at the other side, they have been really inconsistent. If I'm being very honest, they have a really good squad. They have a lot of potential, but they are very, very inconsistent. And today it shows, the small mistakes that Marseille have done this season. And in football, you cannot, especially playing at the highest level, you cannot afford those mistakes. That second goal, yet again, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. It was so obvious that, but because of one single player, the whole structure goes away, and that has been a problem for Marseille throughout this season. Every single game, whenever they have lost or whenever they have dropped points, you see small minute mistakes that end up resulted in them losing points. They would be quite disappointed. They are still, a point behind Monaco. They have dropped down to third. Their second position is gone as well. And I just like Monaco, they also want to be closer to PSG. They would want PSG, let's be very honest, a couple of months ago, it was looking like a 3-horse title race. Yeah, by the end of January, early February, we still thought it was going to be quite a close call for the title. And then both of these teams were not able to, especially Marseille, they've dropped down quite a lot. Their performances have not been really good. And it continued again. I mean, losing a 3-0 to Monaco, like they are one of your biggest rivals in the league, and you played like that. It was attacking was, I think, they were really good. They created chances. It's not like they did not create. They did not play good football, but I think defensively they were really poor. And again, stupid, silly mistakes have cost them this game, and it has costed them a lot of games this season. And this is one of those aspects that De Zerbi has to work. Maybe this year the aim was to come back into the Champions League, and next year when they try to get players again, same like Monaco, being in the Champions League very important, because you can attract good players. They already have a good enough squad. They just need to add to the squad I would say a better defense, a couple of good defender. I still think they need a better striker up front, and they could be a really good, even better threat next year against a PSG and in the league. But right now, the league is still not over. There are still games to go, and their main aim is to qualify for the Champions League, and they would hope that they can do. But if they perform like that, if they continue to drop points like this, if they continue to make mistakes like they did in this game, I don't think it is going to happen. So that is something that De Zerbi and his team have to work on. So yeah, that is it from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Monaco's performance, what you guys thought of Marseille's performance. Who do you think is going to finish in the second place between these two sides? And do you think either of them could drop down out of the Champions League places or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.